Okay, so good afternoon. We are starting our next practical, which is based on implement IPsec site-to-site VPN. So here we are supposed to form the encrypted link between two devices or between two virtual devices. So basically what we are trying to do, we are supposed to set one connection between three routers, and we are supposed to form the encrypted link, or we are supposed to implement the cryptographic techniques over there. So let us start doing the things, and also we are going to allow the access and deny the access. So this is your diagram where you will be having, just let me share the screen. Suppose is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so basically this is your diagram where you will be having three routers, and the three routers will be having one kind of connection over there, and we are supposed to form a network. This is your addressing table. What are the objective? Verify the connectivity through the network and configure R1 to support site-to-site IPsec VPN and with R3. So basically there should be a communication between R1 and R3, and that should be in the form of some kind of cryptographic network. So basically we are supposed to do this thing, means basically we are supposed to block this communication, that is a 1.3 and 3.3, and we are supposed to allow the communication between 1.3 and 2.3. So let us start doing the things. First we are supposed to verify the connectivity through the network. Here we are supposed to take three routers. So let us take R1, R2 and the R3. This is your R1, this is your R2, and this is your R3. So both are connected serially. So I will connect them serially. So the serial cable 0/0/0 will be connected to the serial cable 0/0/0 of R2, and serial cable 0/0/1 should be connected to serial cable 0/0/0. And also we need to form the network. Three networks are there: PCA, PCB, and PCC. So we will take one switch, and we will take three machines. This is your switch S1, this is your switch S2, this is your switch S3, this is your PCA, this is your PCB, this is your PCC. So we have three machines. Let us connect them together. So we are using the fast Ethernet cable for the connection. Okay, so we are done with the connection. Now we need to configure those connection. So let us go to the addressing table over here. You can see we are supposed to configure R1, R2, R3, PCA, PCB, and PCC. So let us go to the IP addresses of PCA. The IP address of PCA is 192.168.1.3, and the default gateway will be 192.168.1.1. So let us start doing. So 192.168.1.3 and 192.168.1.1 will be the default gateway. Then for PCB, it will be 2.3 So here I will set the IP address as 192.168.2.3 and the default gateway will be 198.168.2.1. Done for PCB, and for PCC it will be 3.3. Fine. So we have done the setting of the IP, setting the PC's IP addresses. Now we need to connect this, or we need to configure this connection, the connection between S1 and R1. So go to the router. Which port is connected? It is a fast Ethernet, and just give your IP to which it is connected. So it will be like that, 1.1 on, and just close it. So it will start configuring that particular port. Let us go to the R2, go to the config, 192.168.2.1, make it on, and finally for R3, one 192.168.3.1, and make it on again. So basically we have configured the connection between PC to switches and the switches to router. Let us see whether we are getting the connection or not. Let me flow the packets from PCA to router 1, it is connected. From PCB to router 2, it is also connected. And from PCC to router 3, it is also connected. So now let us go ahead and let us see the serial connection. The R1 and the R2 are connected with 10.1.1.1, and R2 and R3 are connected with 10.2.2.1 and 2. Just focus on the subnet mask, check the subnet mask that you are supposed to enter. So let us start doing. So I will open the R1, go to the serial cable 0/0/0. What is the IP address? 10.1.1.2, and this is the subnet mask that I will copy. (10.1.1.2), and this is your subnet mask. So let me copy this subnet mask. Define the clock rate as 64,000 and make this port on. Similarly, what you are supposed to do, you're supposed to do the same thing for R2. It will be 10.1.1.1. Make it 64,000 and make it on. Fine. So I have connected R1 and R2. Now I need to connect R2 and R3. So for that purpose, I'm going to use the IP address as 10.2.2.1 and 10.2.2.2. I have copied the subnet mask already, so I will use that particular subnet mask again. So here I will just enter 10.2.2.1. Let me check for the R2 because we need to set the cryptographic function. Okay, it is 1, fine. And for R3 it is 2. Ten dot 2.2.2 64,000 on. Make it on. Okay, it is a clock rate is 64,000. Here also clock rate is 64,000. Let me check the clock rate over here. Make it 64,000. Fine. And let me check the clock rate over here. It is 64,000. And now here also it is 64,000. So we have configured all the device, or we have simply connected all the device. I will not say the connected. I will say the word. I will use the word configured. Now we need to check the connectivity. So just see here. This router should receive the packet from A and should float these packets to R2. R2 should receive the packets from R1 and should float these to R2, R3 and PCB. And also R3 should receive the packets from C and should float this packet to R2. So basically I have the RIP technique, so I will use the same technique over there. So let's start. Go to the config, go to the RIP. I will go to for the version 2. You can use version 1 also. So here RIP, I need to add the IP addresses. For the network, I have IP address as 192.168.1.0. And for here, I have IP address as 10.1.1.1. That will be added over here. So I'm done with the connection between R1 and R2, means from PCA to R2. Now I need to configure the same thing for R2 also. 10.0.0.0, or simply let me add those numbers and let him take whatever he wants to take according to his nomenclature or according to his condition. So I'm done with R2, and now I need to do this for R2, R3 also. So let us start. Okay, I forgot to add one more number. That is, I need to also forward this packet to B. So basically that IP or that default gateway I should add over there. So basically I have added this also. Now for this R3, I'm going to add, also I forgot one thing, just define it version 2. Done. And for R3, version 2, RIP 10 for the router 2 and P for your machine. Now we have done, or now we say that all the devices are connected with each other. Let me check. Okay, you are getting the message from R1 to R3. You are also getting the message from PCA to PCB, and also you might be getting the message from PCA to PCC. You can see all the results are coming as a successful over here. So you are connected successfully between R1 and R3, PCA to PCB, PCA to PCC, and similarly you can check the connection between PCB to PCC. Let me check for the fourth connection. It is also coming as a successful. So basically we have done the first part, that is connecting all the devices together. So verify the connectivity through the network. So we have completed this. So I will just highlight this objective. Now let us go for the configuring R1 to support a side-to-side IPsec VPN with R3. So basically we are supposed to implement all those policies. So let us start configuring all the devices. Test the connectivity from PCA to PCC. So first I will test the connectivity. PCA to PCC, it is coming as a successful. You can check. Now let us go ahead. On R1, we are supposed to show version. I have fired this command already. So basically you need to fire this command license boot module C, or now I'm using 1841. So you need to fire this command as 1800. When you will fire this command, if you are not getting this one, if you are not able to execute these commands like crypto is a KMP policy 10, then you need to fire this command. You need to enable the license. Now by default all licenses are available. You need to, means all licenses are accepted at the time when you just install that particular software. So basically you don't need to run this command. But if you're not able to run this kind of command like crypto, if the crypto is not visible, then what you will do, you need to fire this command and you just need to accept your end user license agreement. Otherwise what will happen, you will be not able to have the communication. Now just let us make all the IPs, or let us make or I need to permit all the IPs available. So I will fire the command access list 110 permit IP 1.0 and 3.0. So basically what I'm going to get, I'm going to have the connection between 1 and 3. Basically just see here, I need to connect between R1 and R3. So just I have added them into the access list. Now I will just perform the cryptography over there, and I will try to block the communication between them. Or basically, let us see how this Cisco packet is going to behave. Now I have added this as a access list. Now just see here, for configure the IKE phase 2 IPsec policy on the R1. So basically we need to create this one, that is a crypto IPsec transform set VPN set ESP. This is a key. So let me fire this command. Or before that, I need to just execute this command. I just scroll down because of this magnifier. Now just see here, we have done identify the interesting traffic. So I have added them into the access list. Basically they are allowed. So if you are not firing this command, that is also okay. It is not required. But basically, as you have learned the access list, so you can fire this command, or if you can skip this command also. Then configure the IKE phase 1 is a KMP policy R1. So we need to configure this crypto is a KMP policy. This is a policy which is available in Cisco Packet Tracer with the shared crypto key, that is a VPN PA55, and you need to add the address over there. So that particular cryptographic key will be added to that particular route. So just see the syntax, crypto is a KMP policy 10. So you are just enabling that particular policy. Here you will get one warning that this policy will not work without any kind of without the configuration. So you need to set the configuration. You need to set the ES key as a 256 or that particular AES value as a 256. Then authentication will be pre-shared. Need to create the group. So group number, that is a 5. Exit and just implement this key as per given the crypto key, that is a VPN VPA55. There are other keys are also available. So whatever you are going to get as a question that you are supposed to implement, if you are going to get some other XYZ28, then that should be implemented over here and on the address where you are supposed to forward this traffic. So let's start executing the command. Let me go to the R1 CLI. I will just paste. So I'm going inside, means the crypto command is available because I have accepted that particular end user agreement. Then encryption AES 256. Accepted. Then authentication pre-share. Accepted. Group 5. And you can fire the command exit. So basically we have implemented the cryptography technique over here. So you need to just fire this command. Okay, it has been taking it. Now we need to create a transform set VPN set to use the ESP AES and ESP SHA HM HMAC. So again, we need to add those crypto map to the VPN map. Before that, we need to create the VPN set. Here we will also get one kind of warning. Let us see. Let me paste. Just see here. Okay, I'm not getting the warning because I have already done one kind of setting over here. Let me set the host name because I have just checked whether it is working or not. So let me go ahead. Somewhere I may get warning. Okay, here I'm going to get the warning. This is a new crypto map. Will remain disabled until the peer and valid access list have been configured. Now let us configure the valid peer list. So description is VPN connection to R3. If you are not, this is actually a comment. It is going to work as a title, but it's going to work as a comment. It's going to work as a comment. If you're not going to execute it, that is also okay. But it is very much required thing because you need to configure the peer command. So basically, let us start configuring the peer command. If you are not going to fire this command, what will happen? Your crypto map will not work. So if you want to just make it to work, then you need to fire these two commands. You need to set the transform VPN set over there. Match address. So basically, you know this is 110. It is our access list. So whatever the access list is there as a number that you are supposed to pass over here, just see this is a 110. You need to pass that particular number and then exit. Done. So I'm done with R1. Now I need to set this crypto map to interface serial 0/0/0. So I will just set that particular interface over there and just set your crypto map VPN dash map. So whatever configure that you have done, that will be implemented over here. Just see here now, you can see ESA KMP is on. So this is a very much important message. If you are getting this message, then only you can say you have implemented this kind of cryptography over your network. Now let us start, or you need to configure the same thing for R3. So basically we will just perform one kind of access list over there for R3. Now the commands will be same, so I'm not just zooming this. Exit, paste, is a KMP policy 10. Both should have the same policy number over there. Here is also 10 and here is also 10. Both should share the same key number 256, and also both should share the same kind of group, then only it will work. And also they should share the same kind of cryptographic key, then only it will work, otherwise it will not work. So let us start. Paste. The commands are same. So basically we have implemented. Now just see here, we need to add the address of R1 or the connection of that particular outgoing edge. So basically we are supposed to add, means we need to add the address of this port. And from here we need to address of this port or this interface, then only it will work. You cannot just add, or you cannot add any kind of foreign keyword over there or the foreign address over there. Now here what we are supposed to do, the next thing is that we are supposed to configure the IK phase 2. So let us do the same thing for R3 also. I will just type the host name R3, paste. Need to set the VPN map. Here also you will get one kind of warning. So we need to access, here you are getting the warning. So we need to access the peer value, or we need to access the valid access list. So add the things over here. And then finally exit. Okay. And we need to configure that particular port also. I have used the 0/0/0. So I will just configure this port. So the ESA KMP is on. Now we need to just check whether this is implemented or not. So I will just fire this command, show crypto IPsec SA. This is your command. So I need to fire this command from R1. So end and fire this command, show crypto IPsec SA. So you're getting it. So the name is VPN map. local address is like that 1.1.2. It is implemented to serial cable 0/0/0, and you can see all the local identifiers over there. That is a 1.3. Remote identifier also you are able to specify. That is a 3.0. The current peer is also configured. That is a 10.2.2.2. So which is the IP address of PC, which is the IP address of this port, which is the IP address of this port. And finally, you can see it is permitted. Okay, so it is a permitted. So basically, the packets may be flown out over there from all the devices. That is a PCA and PCB. And let us check. Or fine. It is successful. It will be failed because as we have applied the cryptography over there, so it will be blocked. Now the same thing you can apply over here. There is a PCA and PCB, and you can check. But you should check the peer list over here, and then only it will be accessible. So this is all about your practical number 10. So any query in this practical?